Hello, everybody. How are you today? I am getting set up really quick to make sure that you can hear me and see me in the correct place on Facebook. I'm still getting used to all the changes that have occurred with Facebook recently. So I see me in the right place. And I can hear me in the right place. Yay! Okay, we're going to turn that down and get to where I can see comments. So, good morning. It's almost lunchtime here where I'm at. And welcome, beautiful people. I am Deb K. And this is How to Live Your Truths video series. This is week 2. So if you missed week 1, go back. You can find it on the playlist, so you don't have to scroll. If you're in my private group, you can see it in the guides. So, we're going to have a little bit of an overview for the month to start off with. And obviously, this is all about living your truths. So, what is living your truths? Well, this is a truly awesome process, and one that, if committed to, will make your life exponentially and dramatically change for the better. And I can assure you of that because I have done it. I have walked that walk. So you will end up loving who you are and why you're living here in the human experience. So living your truths is all about what happens after creating truths. It's you may not have reached your broadest truth yet. So this is something that occurs before, like once you've started awakening and started using the belief releasing process to start creating truths. And it's also something that occurs after you've created the broadest truth. So, and completely awakening. So this is something, living your truths can fall into all sorts of different places along the road of your own journey. And, it will help you continue on your road to magnificence. Okay, so by the end of the live, you will probably have a better understanding that your journey isn't just about a bunch of tick boxes. Like, okay, I found somebody that I love listening to and their message resonates with me, and check. And now I'm going to do the things that they say, check. And then I'm going to spiritually awaken, check. It's not like that. It's not a ticky tick box, but rather a way of living. Because when you really take on a way of living in love and that high vibration, and you've done the work to back that up, oh boy, you can let go and live your truths. And this is all about feeling good. So our main focus today is going to be around how you show up matters. You might have heard that before, so we'll get into detail with that. And at the end of this live, I will share with you ways that you can work with me and some upcoming specials and possibly programs. Okay, you can always find links to everything in the post. You can ask in the comments. You can message me if you can't find what you're looking for or you're not sure what to look for. And we will also have a Q&A, which we'll wrap up with. And for those of you on replay, feel free to drop your questions in because I will check back later and answer those for you. Okay, so first, a little housekeeping as you're joining the live. Please let me know in the comments. Say hi, say where you're tuning in from. If you're on replay, hashtag replay, and where you're watching from. And if you are finding a lot of value in the work I do, please share the page with your friends and your family if you feel that there's somebody who would benefit from listening to what I am sharing. You can share the private group. I do ask if you are clicking the private group link, please do fill out the questions so I have a better understanding of your journey and know how to help you better. Okay. And as I mentioned, drop your questions below in the comments while you're here live or on replay. And all of my videos are always available on replay if you can't be here live. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about me. I am Deb K, and I am here to help you magnetize your magnificence. And in that, you're going to look and feel 10 years younger, maybe even more. I should have a contest if I didn't have my birthday actually in my Facebook profile. Have a contest and you can all guess how old I am in physical human years. Okay, anyway, what this all means is that I am your leading edge physical guide and healer, and I'm here to help and support you as you're ready to transform and ready for your own true, beautiful magnificence in your own journey. Okay, and what I shared today may or may not be something that you've heard before. If you've been around here on my lives, you will have heard some of this before, but it may just hit a different way today, which is awesome. It means you're growing. It means you're taking it on and changing your life. But if you don't fully understand some of the things that are coming out of my mouth, I am flowing with God, and just allow this message to flow with you. You'll feel the truth of it. Let it settle in your energy, and always, always, always ask any questions that you have, okay? So, cheers. I've got my sparkly glass. I also have a special guest on this live today. Hopefully won't be making an appearance on camera. There's a very large spider dancing around in the corner, way up in the ceiling up here. And he's just chilling, listening to my message today. So he can stay, and maybe I will help him find his way outside later. All right, so you might remember, if you've been here for a bit, back in the fall, I created a Magnificence Journey video series. So this is currently just in my private group, and it's truly the culmination of how I became who I am today. Now, this has taken a few years, and since I created that video series, I have continued to evolve and change as well. So these are the exact steps of how I became beautifully whole and continue on my journey of my own true, beautiful magnificence. It's been magical. It's been truly, truly transformative. And I am so excited to be able to be here regularly out in the world, and even if it's online, and help you to understand and share my journey so that it can help you in your own journey. Okay, so in April, let me back up a little. So in the Magnificence Journey series, I created 5 videos that they broke down the bigger 5 steps I took. Now, each step has plethora under it. There's never a want for something to do, to be able to take action, to get to the next part of your journey. But I broke it down and created more video series around specific steps of the Magnificence Journey. So there is a Meet Your Higher Self series, and that's part of the first step of the Magnificence Journey. And then I did a video series on the Believe Releasing process, which is part of the second step. And that is all about relabeling your fear-based emotions and experiences to love and gaining a new perspective. And then the next step was around the broadest truth. That's part of the third step. And then this month, July, it is How to Live Your Truth series, part of the fourth step. So it's exciting because you have something to look forward to next month. And then who knows, we will have so much fun together and joy exploring all of this. So the one thing though that is very important to remember, these processes are always done with your higher self, and some are done with your higher self and God and or other non-physical guides. So just let go of any fear around the spiritual terminology. Just feel and saturate in the real energy of language. And I think I said that wrong. In the language of in the real language of energy. That's it. There'll be more clarity as you just listen and feel. It will come in right time. And then obviously, if you have a question, ask. Please ask. So now we're going to talk about a little bit of an overview of how to live your truths. So I did create this into a 4-week program, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. But what's really awesome is that the process itself is awesome. And it's one that, if it's committed to, it's going to make your life exponentially and dramatically change for the better. It will help you live in love always and introduce you to ways that you can continue to love who you are, why you're here, why you're living a physical human experience. If you're not sure about any of what I'm saying, though, I would advise you to please ask or go back to the other video series and you can get caught up on what I mean by that. And just a short little blurb about it is that we were non-physical before we incarnated as little babies, physical babies here on Earth. And when we transition back to non-physical, i.e. die or pass away, whatever you want to say, we become non-physical again and live eternally. Okay, so week 1 of Living Your Truths was all about you've awakened. Now what? Like, what happens next, right? Week 2, today, how you show up matters. Week 3, let go of what was and live now. Week 4, creating faith in you, clarity, and certainty. So today is all about how you show up matters. You've done all this work, right? To get to this point. You've gone through meeting your higher self and connecting and having that conscious connection with your soul, with your higher self, with God. And then you've gone through the believe releasing process, which is no easy feat in and of itself. You've gone through the broadest truth, or maybe you haven't yet, and that's okay. Living your truths, how to live your truths will help you with every step of the way. So there will most certainly be times during this process where you feel your energy shifting around as you are living in the new energy of your truths. It's so important to notice this because it's important to just let go and allow. Sometimes we just need to let the process work. We can't run full on giving it all of our action and attention. Sometimes it's just about letting go. Now, also when you let go and allow and notice, then you can take action when it's necessary and align to your truths. So when you notice your energy shifting, then you learn in living your truths how to align to your truths. Okay, why is this important? Well, understanding the new you is important to living your truths. Now remember, this isn't a new you. This is you. This is who you were created as. You're just bringing that back up. We've peeled back all of the layers of all the garbage that you've experienced here on Earth, and maybe even all the magnificent things, to get to the pure essence of your soul as it was created in the very beginning. And you can recognize at this point, this is like a new set point in your life, that the next steps are actually ones of practicing and implementing what you have thus learned about yourself. So there's so much. Listen, when you start really learning about who you are, like on a soul level, it's kind of infinite. It's kind of limitless. It's kind of everything and anything is possible if you are wanting to dig a little deeper, go a little deeper, explore a little deeper. So there's always more to learn about yourself, no matter where you are, no matter what you've accomplished, no matter how energetically expanded you have become. There's always more. And that's kind of exciting because you're never going to finish and be bored, right? Okay, so last week I shared with you, was something that would be energetically exercising who you are now to break subconscious habitual cycles in order to live as all that you are. And all that you are, obviously, I think I've explained it a couple different ways at this point, but all that you are is who your soul is. When you were created in the very, very beginning, at that moment when your soul was done being created, that's who you are. That's all that you are. So like any other subject that you might study, earning a degree or learning a trade or whatever, like you're not an expert right away. You have the knowledge, but you have to go out and have that learning curve of gaining the new understanding as you practice that, right? And then you grow into the new normal. So in this case, it's the new normal of you, your truths, and learning how to use them. All right, so in step 5 of the believe releasing process, you let go. You let go and you just live. And last week I explained the caveat to this is where you are on your journey. So if you've already awakened and created the broadest truth, then some of this is affects you less. It matters less because you've already been through it. But listen from the perspective you have now, because you've been living your truths and now you're also going to be living your truths, but from a different point in your journey. And for those of you listening that are creating truths now, but have not yet created your broadest truth, what I'm sharing is really important. So what is occurring during the time of practicing living your truths is possibly going to be habitual ways of being that are getting heavily influenced by your subconscious mind. And you may find that you're in a resistant mind state. This means that you're not in an expectant mind state, which is really free and looking forward to what's next. Even if it's something that's difficult in your life that turns up, it's exciting because you recognize in the newness of it that even though there's possibly something a little more tricky to get through, on the other side of that experience is energetic expansion. So you may find yourself in that resistant mind state, and this is recognized by noticing that you are still in fear most of the day. You're reacting to things in a bigger way than what's really warranted for the situation, and you're affected by that dripping tap of emotions that is spoken about, written about in the book Believe. That's that background, like if you've ever had a drippy tap in your house where you've turned it all the way off, you're like, no, this is off. Why is it still dripping? Well, this is your subconscious mind still letting some of that low vibration that it's holding on to leak through. All right, so cheers to having a way to combat that, for lack of a better word. So how you show up matters. All right, so what are you going to be doing during this time of practicing living your truths? Well, the way to freedom is definitely to be able to get into that expectant mind state. And how are you going to do that? You're going to act as the new changed you always. And you know what? I had something amazing come to me this morning about that. It is about always aligning to your truths, and your truths aligning to you, who you are. And that's when you will be able to act as the new you. But there may be times where you stray a little bit from that, and you can feel it, right? And that's when you need to stop and notice and take action. So, who is this truth-based you? That's something that only you can answer. But who is this truth-based you? What does she feel like? And how does she treat herself? How does she interact with other people? These are all questions that you can ask yourself in any moment to help you choose and understand who you are so that you are acting as the new changed you always. And when you feel yourself not acting like that or not feeling so good, you can ask yourself these questions to remind yourself of who you are now, who you have become, as in the return to that pure, unadulterated you in your soul that was created at the very beginning. So when you're acting as you always, Well, this is going to generate high vibration. Now, high vibration is so great because like attracts like through the law of attraction, and you've pushed out, at this point, a large percentage, majority percentage of your low vibration, and that leaves room for high vibration to replace it. And there's more about vibration in detail in my Awakening Journey series in my private group if you're interested. Okay, so you're generating all this high vibration, being aligned and acting as the new you, and you can ask your higher self to add this feeling to this truth buckets you created back when you were going through the believe releasing process. So all of this is going to help you to manage that transitional vibration in the moment. So we're all physical human. Things come up. And you could be all floating along, having the best time ever. Here's me, living my truth, acting as if everything's awesome. I'm the new me, and then bam, it hits you. Something happens that reminds you of something in the past, and your first reaction is, uh-oh, here we go again, right? But in that moment, you have all these tools that in that split second, you can manage that transitional vibration. You can recognize your truth, reattach, realign to that truth, and move on. And none of that transitional vibration becomes stored low vibration. All right, so you can do this by using a standard truth template. That's something we would go into more detail with in the Awakening Journey series, or if we were working together. And living your truths are going to fully start to take care of that dripping tap of emotions, really get it tightened up. It's like living your truths is like having that plumber come in and like fix the leak, basically. So eventually you will reach your broadest truth doing this if you haven't yet. And if I highly recommend taking the course, The Broadest Truth. It is the easiest, quickest way to get to your broadest truth and fully awaken. But if you're choosing to do this on your own, you can. It will take longer if you are able to have, if you're able to create a close enough relationship with your higher self and God. It is possible, but it is so nice to have somebody like me, like one of the Believe accredited practitioners, or even one of the other Believe accredited practitioners, to help guide you through the process. Okay, so when you're choosing in the moment, so you are aligning to your truths, you are acting the new you while you're choosing in the moment, you need to remember to allow. So just let things happen, and then you're going to notice when you maybe don't feel like you're completely aligned, and then you get to act. So what are you going to act on? Well, there's different ways that you can act. You can do nothing. You can ignore what's happening. You can take action. You can wait and see and maybe collate and figure out some more understanding around what's happening. There's lots of different things. And as you practice this, you'll know exactly what feels right in the moment, what action to take. And then it's important to recognize that you did it. You did it in the moment. It didn't become something else bigger and hairier and trickier to deal with. And reflect on that. Reflect on how far you have come in your journey. Like, you deserve a high five, fist pump, pat on the back, celebrate, and just keep living and practicing this. So this is going to help shift the habitual vibration and any habitual emotions out the door. It's going to help build trust in you and your soul relationship, and you and your ability to do this and take this on. And always remember, be easy on yourself, because come on, this is the first time you're doing this, right? Have you ever been at this point before in your life? No. So be easy on yourself. And remember, it's never about perfection, and you're never going to be done. We're eternal. So you will, though, become the embodiment of all that you are as you were created. right, I'm going to check for any questions. None yet. All right, so I mentioned earlier that I did create a program called Living Your Truths around all of these 4 steps that we're chatting about this month. And this program will include incredible support from me, Deb K, as a Believe accredited practitioner, a loving community on Facebook, and live or recorded weekly session explainers released once per week, and live and recorded weekly Q&A once per week. Also, access to personal support between sessions and Q&As Monday through Friday via Voxer or Messenger. And if this is something that you'd like to know more about, please drop a comment below that says truth, or you can DM me the word truth and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so some other things that are upcoming to help you on your journey to magnetize your own magnificence. I have a soul contract session this month for a limited price. And what that is that, we're all created, and before we are ready to become physical humans as little babies, we have a sit down. We have a little meeting with, it's our soul, God, and our higher self, to set out what do we want to accomplish while we are living as physical human. And this is your soul contract. So there's going to be key milestones in there, things that you would like to achieve to help your own energetic expansion, or to help somebody else's energetic expansion, or somebody else might be helping your energetic expansion. There's a lot to it. But the main thing is that you'll be able to have in the session, I'll be able to flow to you from God, to soul connection and the contents of your soul contract, and highlight any key milestones within that soul contract. So when you become aware of the contents of your soul contract, so you might be like wandering around on this earth, so to speak, thinking, I feel like there's something more, but I have no idea what it is. Well, this is it. This is your soul is desiring to know what's in my soul contract. And when you become aware of the contents of your soul contract and the key milestones and the process of aligned soul contracts, you will gain clarity and connect to your journey and the understanding of it, your journey, in a way that is like truly divinely awesome. And during the soul contract reading, I'm able to enable you to feel the flow of God and His love for you through me. And I'll help you feel really, really good within yourself. So you'll feel good. There won't be anything to fear. You'll feel good, and this will help awaken inspiration and desire in you to continue to energetically expand and to further get ready for the next segment of your journey towards true, beautiful magnificence. So you'll also have the opportunity to ask me any questions and guidance around anything that comes through during this session. And later in the fall, there are some other super special things coming up. I can't tell you everything yet because I am getting it all together behind the scenes, but I am so excited about it and to be able to share it with you likely around the September time frame. Okay, so next week we'll be right back here again. I think at the same time. There's one of the times I may have changed a little depending on schedules, because it's summer here and things happen. But watch for the events on the business page or in the group. And we will have part 3 of the 4-week How to Live Your Truths video series. Also, there will be, I'll be hosting a free life guidance, Ask Me Anything, on Monday, July 25th at 1 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m. UK, if that helps anybody with their time zones. Watch for the event. The last few have been so exciting. The last 2 actually were lessons from nature. So you got to meet some of my plants and some of the things that God was flowing through and my higher self were flowing through to share with you. But we've done tuning exercises with our higher selves, creating truths, abundance, all sorts of things. There's always a topic that will flow through to add in between questions from people on the live. Now, if you can't make the live, don't worry. When you see the event, please put in the post or message me if you have any questions that you would like answered while I'm doing the live. Ask me anything, and you can watch back the replay and get your answers. Okay, all the links that you may ever need are in the post above, and actually some of the links that you may need that aren't in the post above, just comment below or send me a direct message asking where it is, or if you don't even know what you need, that's okay too. Go ahead and book in a discovery call with me, and we can figure out together what is right for you right now for the next step of your journey. All right, so I want to thank you all for being here. And remember, it is time to transform that next segment of your journey and magnetize your own true, beautiful magnificence. I'll see you next week for part 3 of how to live your truths, and for higher self guidance, live higher self guidance. Ask me anything. I'm sending you so much love. See you soon. Bye.